Hey, hey, friends and revolutionaries. We've got our pile of parts. The pile of parts is complete. The pile is. Now it's time to turn this pile into Bane. This is going to be cool. It's been a while. I've missed the pile. Haven't you missed the pile? I know you've missed the pile. I've certainly missed the pile. Well, the pile's back, and soon, from that pile, we'll have Bane. Leave whatever kind of comments you like about that. But before we take a look at Bane, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the wave itself, talk about the highs, the lows, and those unfortunate characters that ended up in between. First, the highs. No doubt in my mind, and this was a figure that just had to be in a Bane series, the best figure that came in the series was Asbat. By far. I mean, with so much going for him, being such a unique character to come from the DC universe, with such original sculpting, it seemed almost impossible that we could have hoped to have gotten an Asbat character this late in the series, but we did. And despite some problems, like his color, which even if the color is correct, one thing I want to mention also was I think that initially when this Asbat showed up, he actually had a regular cape. And it wasn't until much later that when he turned red that he got these kind of Bane wing thingies, which, like Wolverine's claws, do tend to be a little warped together. You might want to find something to wedge in there. But still, the jewel of the wave. Beautiful figure. Best one to come out. I mean, even if you don't get the whole set, if you don't manage to find the whole set, that's the must-have. No doubt, that is the must-have. Second figure, and this is just a personal choice. Of course, you may disagree, but for me, my second choice was Hex. Certainly not the Josh Brolin that we got from NECA, but still a great figure to have gotten, or now, to actually have gotten. I never would imagine Hex would have made it into the DC Universe Classic Series. But not only did he, but they did a great job. Did a fantastic job. Very much the comic book Hex that if you're a fan of, you'll definitely be wanting to pick up. So Hex made the number 2 spot. Number 3, and again, despite some problems, the number 3 spot goes to a character that was long overdue, and that is Robin. Either of the two Robins, definitely the number 3 figures in the set. And I want to make sure to mention that for the head and mid-torso of Bane, you don't actually have to buy both. You can go with either one, and they both come with the same set of pieces. So regardless of which one you get, whether it be the kind of clean-cut Dick Grayson or the, I still think he looks a little more of the angry, bandit masked Jason Todd. Either way, long overdue. Robin is a figure that we should have gotten much, much earlier. Even before that dynamic duo set. Just a character, long overdue, takes the number 3 spot. Now, those are the top 3. Now to the bottom 3. And again, you may disagree with me, but the best of the worst, the top of the bottoms, the figure I was happy to have, but could have been happier with, was Riddler. I mean, he was okay, just not okay enough. He seemed to be suffering from that Wave 5 syndrome that says, hey, if it's in a bodysuit, he's easy to do. He didn't use any of the double-jointed pieces that we had gotten from some of the newer figures in the set. And you could have traded off the fins, these little bat fin things on his leg, and used the bottom legs from the Asbat if you wanted to. They didn't. They took the standard like Green Lantern Buck and just painted up in a jumpsuit with the new head. Which I wouldn't even have used that bigger body. If I was going to use a body, I would have used a much smaller one like the kind that were used on the 5th figure. And I'm sorry, Riddler, you made number 4. You're still in the middle. But the 5th figure, who honestly actually could have knocked Hex off the number 2 spot if the face had just been a little less crazy. You know, it's going to be the Creeper, who, when he holds Harley, when I've got him holding Harley, even with that boa in the back, he stands straight up and down. There's not a whole lot of weight problems. And when he's holding her, he's pretty well balanced. So, turns out, Harley's going to be, Harley's found her spot on my shelf being held by the Creeper. But yeah, with such a manic face, with such a crazy look on his face, unfortunately, I don't know, Creeper could have been so much better if that had just been a little toned down. Just a little less crazy. So, that only leaves the 6th spot, and the last figure that was in the set, and no slight against him, but Mercury, I just don't know him well enough. You know, all the other characters I have a familiarity with, don't really have that much of familiarity with Mercury. So, you know, unfortunately that puts him at the bottom of the line. On top of the fact that, as a figure, he's just red. He's just red. I mean, like a Daredevil figure, you know, it's something where he's got, you know, his logo painted on the front and on top of his head. But beyond that, you know, you're dealing with just one monotone color. And, I don't know, more color, the more interesting. Robin is very interesting. But, yeah, unfortunately that means that Mercury brings up the number 6 spot in the wave. Great wave to get. I mean, other than Mercury, which if you're a Mercury fan, then it's a non-issue. But for all the figures, these are all figures I think you would be happy with. If you find the set on sale, if you can get it at a good price, I mean, even if you can find it at retail nowadays, I'd say grab it. I'd say pick up the wave if you're looking to pick up a set. This is definitely one of the better ones I've collected. I've been happy with just about everybody. Asbat, Hex, and Robin just being a little bit more than the others. Okay. So, with all that being done, with all that being said, let's go ahead and put Bane together. So, let's start by saying that I was trying... Oops. I was trying to see how the figure looks with the leg attached. So, one leg and the lower torso is already connected. So, this is what you call amateur hour. I've already got the leg snapped in by mistake, and it's not coming out. So, once we get the rest of him put together, I can tell you already, yeah, he's going to be pretty sturdy as far as when he's snapped together. But, there is his... Whoa, don't go over, Hex. There's his right leg. And we'll go ahead and untangle his left one. See if we get a good snap on it. Yeah, good snap on it. And I gotta tell you, once I got that leg attached and looked at it, Bane is quite impressive. I mean, he doesn't look like he's going to be tremendously huge. I mean, he's not going to be a monstrous figure like Giganta was, but he's still looking like he's going to be pretty impressive. Very, very cool. Tell you what, let me reset something real quick. Okay, thank you. Okay. So we're going to set his legs over here for a second, and we're going to break out the upper torso. Now, this is, I won't be doing this, and I didn't talk about it when I was doing the review, but Bane's shirt actually will come off. You can actually take this rubbery thing off. And so you can just have him there kind of bare-chested. I've seen some versions of Bane, some pictures online of people connecting him that way. If he snaps together as how should we say, permanently as that one leg is, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave this on. If it popped on and off easily, I might be willing to see what it looks like with it off, but really, yeah, it's not my thing. I'm going to keep Bane with his shirt on. So, start with the torso, and then we'll go on to his right arm, I guess it is. Kind of a weak click. But it's on good and tight. Looks a little small. Arm looks a little small compared to the upper body. But let's go ahead and snap on the other arm. Come on, give us a good click. Good click. Good click. Good click. Okay, good. Yeah, wow. He is much wider than I thought he was going to be. He's very broad. Of course, he's a big guy, strong guy. The arms look a little small. I think the arms could have been a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and pop the upper and lower torso together. There we go. Not that good a click. Bane hasn't been a real clicky kind of guy. But, yeah. Wow. Yeah, once you get the two halves together, no, it all starts to go into proportion. It does start to look pretty good. So we've got a pretty impressive looking Bane here so far. We've got a hose that goes to nowhere and a stump here at the top. So let's go ahead and take the last piece, the head, and plug that in. Oh, come on, Bane. Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Well, other than heating the head back up to pop it off, yeah, I'd say overall Bane is a pretty solid figure. Wow. That is so cool. That looks so awesome. Let's plug his hose into the back of his head. Take a look here. There you go. So let's go ahead and plug that in. Very cool translucent hose. I'm glad they went with a translucent kind of plastic there. You know, they could have used a regular green piece of plastic and painted it up to match what's on the back of his head. But that's actually really cool that they use that translucent kind. I think that's actually very cool. Wow. All right, let's put Bane up here. Take a look at him. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's something where he's definitely a big guy. He is a big guy. But he's not totally out of proportion. You know, Kilowog was big, and he was maybe a little too big. Here, Bane, he definitely works. Bane definitely works. Just to give a little background on Bane, because he doesn't come on a card, but for a bio, and this is doesn't have a card, but Wikipedia will tell you everything you want to know. Kind of a condensed version. In prison, he taught himself various scientific disciplines equal to the level of understanding of experts in those fields. He knows 6 active languages and at least 2 arcane or dead ones. Among these are Spanish, English, Urdu, Persian, Latin, and has an eidetic memory. He was able to deduce Batman's secret identity within a year. Bane once beat Raja Ghul in a game of chess, and he's the only one of 2 people to have ever done so, the other being the Joker. So, it's one of the things where he's got the cunning of a madman. Along with his stats, first appearance was, what was it? It was Vengeance of Bane #1, 1993. Real name unknown. Occupation professional criminal. Base of operations Gotham City. Special abilities peak human physical condition. Venom enhanced his physical ability to superhuman levels, which actually he gave that up now apparently, which is why maybe in the movie why he didn't have it. Photographic memory, expert strategist, martial artist, and escapologist, master of disguise. So he was pretty much Batman's equal in every way, Bruce's equal in every way, but further enhanced physically by the Venom. So it gave him that extra edge. So when Azrael came around and he got the Azbat costume, yeah, that's what gave him the edge over Bane. But yeah, just a little bio, little back card background for the Build-A-Figure. And let's get a closer look at Bane. First off, taking a look at the face. Very nice face. I don't have the DC Superheroes Bane, which I really wish I did. I'd like to have the two of these together to kind of compare. I don't doubt this is certainly a superior version, because he actually now has some size and some real bulk to him, some real, he's a big guy. But taking a look at the mask, it's a very nice sculpt on the mask, great colors. I always kind of imagine Bane to be more in a blue kind of costume, kind of a dark blue, instead of the black. But that varies from how he looks in the comics. Sometimes, like with Batman, the black is just the shadow. Sometimes the blue is more like a highlight. I always imagine Bane to be more of in a dark blue kind of color, but the black looks really awesome too. The black looks really good. It's probably more fitting for him, actually. The torso, I mean, I don't think it's a Master of the Universe body. I don't think they grabbed a He-Man body to use him, but it could be, because I mean, he's got a very broad figure. In a lot of ways, it's a shame that the DC Universe line ended when it did, because I really think that this body, with what they've done here, a lot of this could have been retooled and reused and done a Doomsday. I would love to have seen a Doomsday based off the Bane body. That would have been awesome. That would have been very cool. But, yeah, the rest of his outfit, the pants, the boots, the boots in a very high gloss, which you can get some real good look at the stitching, the silver eye holes around his laces. Of course, the sculpt on the bottom of the boots, you know me. If they sculpt the bottom of the boots, that's always a good sign. I love that extra effort. Just looks really good. Same kind of thing on the gloves. The gloves are made have that same kind of high gloss black. You kind of see he's got the holes on his fingers around the knuckles. Nice little details there. Got those popping veins out of his arm. Just huge. Now the hose plugs into the back of his head, runs down to his bicep here, where there's a little, I guess, a little directional holster thingy. But just like with Asbat, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room so that no matter how you really turn it, there's enough slack in that hose so that it's not going to get yanked out. And it doesn't lock in, so even if it does pop off, well, all you have to do is plug it back in. If you just pose your figure, or if it starts to get so worn out it pops out on its own, you might think about gluing it. But really, nah, I mean, it shouldn't be a major issue. It fits in pretty well, and it's not going to tug itself out by moving the figure around. The bicep does twist. Well, arm comes up, out, twist the bicep, elbow, twist to the wrist, no hinge. Be nice if they would have had a hinge there. The head does turn. It's very tight too. He's got full ball jointed head, as you saw. Torso twists. Crunch works great. This bodybuilder suit shirt thingy doesn't cause any problems there. Twists just fine. This leg is a little loose. I did notice that it is actually a bit loose. This was the one I accidentally put on by mistake. This one that snapped on camera, just fine, But comes out again. Twist the thigh, knee, twist of the boot, which is kind of surprising. Most Master Universe Classic... Most Master Universe Classic figures have the twist. Not what I meant to say. No, most DC Universe Classic figures don't have any articulation at the boot, but Bane does. So that's actually a nifty little add-on there. Especially since he has a twist at the thigh, he also has a twist of the boot. And then, of course, he has his hinge. So great figure. Great figure. I love the paint job on him. We look at the flesh tones on here on his chest. The arms are a little bit different. I don't know, they look a little more, I don't want to say pale, but there is something going on the shoulders. Doesn't look quite as dark or as reddish as it does on his chest. But that is a minor complaint. This Bane is just an awesome figure. He's got his venom applicator, the little device he would use to administer his venom. Want to make sure to mention that. That's actually very cool. I think of all the things that this Bane has, or all the things that if there's anything that I wish this Bane had was Osito, his teddy bear. The DC Universe superheroes version, I think that actually did come with Osito. I think it came with his teddy bear. And it would have been a great kind of nod to that line had one of these figures, any one of them, come with the teddy bear. I mean, it's a part of Bane, the character Bane, that I don't know if a lot of people know about. It hardly ever comes up. And yet, I think it's one of the coolest parts about him. So, as a figure, as a standalone figure, Bane is awesome. I just wish he would have come with Osito. For 6-inch figure fans, we're not done yet. We're not nearly done yet. We've got some really cool stuff planned for the rest of the month, but starting in September, there's going to be, we're going to see the return, well, I'll just come out and say it, we'll see the return of Legends. So I hope you're looking forward to that. For now, I hope everybody enjoyed watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.